that's how you're moving right now.
そうすると足の練習にもならない。
So you're not actually practicing correct footwork.
だから攻めるときは強く
When you advance, you have to make sure that you're doing it
こういうふうに
strongly like this.
腰からこうガッと攻める。
Make sure that you're pushing forward from your hips.
で後っていうと向こうが攻めてくるから。
And when you go back, you're being pushed back.
とグッと下がらない。
So you need to make sure that you quickly move backwards.
みんなただ前後はい前
So
後
problem is you're just simply moving
前後
right and left, forward and back.
あんまり足のさばきには練習にはならないと思う。
So you're not really practicing your footwork.
だから皆さんがなかなか攻めというのが理解できないと。
That's why I don't think you can truly understand seme.
だから普通皆さんが攻めっていうと今やったような
When you seme, you should be just like you did here. You need to be able to advance.
だから攻めというのは強くなる。
So that's why seme has to be strong.
それが足さばきの練習だから。
And that comes from proper footwork.
特に前行く時が大事だから
So, especially moving forward is important.
気合をちょっと変える。
So that's why your kiai should be slightly different.
ちょっとギャリーどういう気合か。
So Gary, how do you kiai?
ちょっと考える。はい、前。はい。ね。ああいう気合です。
So that's the level of his kiai.
ね。もう一回。はい。前。はい。少し今変えたんですね。
So he changed it a little now,
うん。まだ変わってない。
but not enough really.
ちょっと長すぎるんです。
See how it's too long.
攻めというのはそんなに長くや
Seme
るこ
is
とじゃない。
not something that you can have such a long kiai with.
下がってくる。
So take a step back when I move forward.
前。えい。こういったら長い。えい。
See how this is
長い
not。good?
えい。
How it's too long.
Like a ball. Your ball. Boom. That's a toy. Toy. So that the key is sharp and very sharp, and not necessarily like bang out. Really right here. My, hey! Hey! I did kick you. Hey! これじゃいかないです。
So you have to make sure that
Right?
you really have your kiai impact against your opponent, not just simply break against them.
はい、構え。さあ、でもまたいるからいいよ。こっちに。ここに出ていいです。あなた見本です。全然散歩。バー散歩なんですから。はい、構え。はい。はい。はい。はい。はい。はい。あと。はい。あと。あと。はい。はい。はい。はい。はい。はい。と。と。いい。左。はい。はい。あと。はい。はい。あと。はい。はい。はい。はい。と。と。はい。はい。はい。はい。はい。あと。そう、さっきより全然違うんです。
So much better than before.
全然違うんです。それがこっちが言わないとそういう傾向をずーっと長く1年2年3年と続けてくるわけ。
So if I didn't correct you and tell you anything, you'd probably have practiced the same way for a year or 2 years and kept on going in that kind of worthless cycle.
長くやってれば上手くなりますよ、誰でも。
And yes, eventually you'd slightly get better.
皆さんご飯を食べるのに皆さんうまいでしょ。
So you can all chew your food now, right?
考えたことないはずですよ。
So you shouldn't have to think about it by now.
Right? Michael, you never think about that. I don't know how to make it a fork or knife. I don't know how to cut. It looks like it's beautiful. You never think that. But you know that how to cut. To put put in your mouth, maybe like a steak. You cannot cut half. Then you cannot do that. You always know. Nobody teach you. Somebody teach you? Asking you.
Yes.
Who?
So my father teach me.
Oh, okay. So your father teach you the one time you remember that?
No.
Right? No, you remember that father taught you. Why? I told you 1,000 times telling you the candle. You don't remember that. Why? You're not patient. That's it. Okay? You have to be patient. There's only one word. You want to be stronger. Okay, come on. Relax. All shoulder up. Right ears go up and then relax. And then your hips are down, little tension. Same time. Even beginner, same time. Why? Tension. Very concentrated. That's why you can do that. Okay, come back. Come again. And next time you moving with the shinai. Right? Right? Hop. Right? Okay. As much as you can go back. Right? That is good for you. Okay, come on. Right? Right? Hop.
This is the same
Hey!
thing as before.
Man!
So you have to make sure that your kiai isn't overly long.
これはあんまり良くないですね。ここにやっぱり力が入ってる。
So you need to make sure that you have tension in your lower abdomen.
だからもう少し同じようにシャープにこういう気合を。
You need to make sure that your kiai is short and sharp
素振りのスピードと同じような。
to match the speed of your shinai.
あとこういう感じだ。みんなのだからしないよ。
So
Man.
because your kiai is too long, your strikes are also taking on that length of time.
That's why I used to be like Michael. That I hear all the man. Before you always go like that. That's why you motion that. No. And then after keep going. That is the key. Okay. So after that, I never to do ki. It would like a strike the stop like that. Like that. But that one sometimes like a not now judge don't know a good point because no good ki. That's why they will make a wrong. Sharp and then keep going. Go like that. But if you were going before not strong, then just keep longer. Go like that. That's why I go not strong. わからない？
No, I understand something.
I mean, you say you understand it, but
So the main thing is maybe sharpen the initial part and then keep it going all the way through, but it should be breathing out through it so that the judges can see and give you a good point. If it's too sharp, then they will give you a good point.
no, nope,
Okay.
no. The thing is what he said was the initial kiai has to be short, sharp, and extremely forceful in order for the actual strike itself to also be able to emulate those attributes. The length of the kiai after the strike has to be extended because a lot of the judges are not very well versed in understanding that a short kiai is still good enough for the purposes of a point.
Thank you very much. I understand. But both are not bad, okay? So here's maybe more my mind extraordinary. And that's why like 日本語出てこないな。I cannot say the Japanese. 爆発っていうか、爆発っていうか、気合が。みんなの
Your kiai has to have explosive force behind it. Right now, your kiai is sort of more of a it's very flat. It's like a nerf arrow.
なんかちょっとまあ花火を見ればいいと思う。花火。
So yeah,
Big
it's,
one.
so it's like comparing fireworks. 普通の大きな花火と普通の手で持ってるのと。
だから大きな花火。
So the difference is having actual professional large fireworks versus little dazzlers, which is what your kiai is like right now.
小さいのはポッポッポッポッポッポッポッポッちょっと連続に行くだけでバーンっていうのはない。一応爆発はしてるんで。
There's no real explosive force behind your kiai.
わかります。あんまり花火見たことないかもな。
So I don't know if you've really seen all of the varieties of different fireworks.
皆さん、Facebook からとかテレビで見てる花火、あれはダメですよ。あんなものを実際にそこで行って間近で見ると全然違うんですよ。もうすっごい。
It's not enough to simply watch fireworks on video. You actually need to actually be there so that you can feel the force of the sound wave.
ここにいる、ドーンってここにボーンってすっごい。
So that you can actually feel in your body the explosive force.
で小さいのは全然響かない。パッパッ
So
パッパッパッパッ
the
綺麗
little
な。
ones,
綺麗だけどだって。
I mean, yeah, they look nice, but you don't really feel anything from them.
そういう気持ちでやっぱりねえじゃなくて
So
バーンってことバーンって
you
いう
need to, just like that, have a very strong initial portion of your kiai.
でただ素振りの時は短くシャープ
And in suburi,
こう
you make it short.
大きくはいこれでいきますはいはい左手の締めが甘い。甘い
The shime from your left hand is a little weak.
打った時に左手が動いてる。
when you strike, your left hand is still in motion like this.
そうじゃなくて左手はもうシュッとそこでパッと飛ばないといけない。
It needs to be able to come to a complete stop.
これがえいこうやって動いて
So it's moving around too much like this.
締めが甘い。
So that means that your grip is not closing strong enough.
キャッチャー周り。Okay. Never go to release. Okay, come on. はい。はい。はい。はい。トップ。トップ。トップ。はい。はい。声はかけてないと大きな声は作れませんので、常に大きな声をかけて声を出すという。
You need to make sure that when you kiai, you have a lot of volume and that it's very loud.
試合なんかであんまり言われないと思いますけど、エグザミネーションでなんかになると気合が悪いとまず間違いなく落とされます。
So this doesn't come up much in tournament fighting, but for promotion exams, you need to make sure that your kiai is good, otherwise you'll likely be failed.
この間のボストンの審査の時に、
So during the recent Boston promotion exam,
それからギャリー、ケムand Raj.
so Michael, Gary, Kim, and Raj,
私は審査員やってて、
I was on your promotion board,
気合は良かったです。
and your kiai was good.
最初立ってかける気合。
The first kiai that you did after standing up,
打った後のって気合は
and
みんな良かっ
kiai after the strike.
た。でだけどストライクした時の気合がマイケルは今そこそこでは。
But the problem was with the strikes, or with the kiai on the strikes. Michael was so-so,
ちょっとシャープさに欠けてる。
but it lacked sharpness.
だから2段だからいいっていうんじゃなくて2段でも3段でも4段でも気合はできるだけ。気合というのは自分の
So
中のエネルギーが出てく
whether
る
it
ものだ
be
から。
second, third, or fourth dan, you need to make sure that your kiai really is able to project how energetic and how forceful you are.
特に、私今8段の試験受けてますけど一番役に言われる気合が悪いって言われます。
So,
私でも気合が悪いんだよ。みんなが悪いのは当たり前かもわかんない。
so I'm going for my 8th dan exam, and I'm still told that one of the things that I still need to work on is my kiai.
先生曰く8段の気合じゃないって言われるんです。
And I get told that that is not a kiai that's at the hachidan level.
ということは審査員の先生もみんなそう思ってるからもう気合かけた時に見ないですよ。
So that means that the examiners don't even bother watching the rest of the match after the initial kiai if it's bad.
だって今習ってる先生は8段のエグザミナーだから。
Because the teachers that I'm currently practicing with, they're all members of the hachidan examination board.
その先生が少し私のことをよく見てくれてるで、それでも気合が悪いっていうんだから、全然知らない先生はダメだこれ。
So if even a sensei that I would work with and who is going to be biased towards me still says that my ki is not good enough, then a sensei that is a complete stranger isn't going to even bother watching the rest of my match if he feels that my ki is not strong enough.
だから皆さんがとにかく相手にプレッシャーをかけるような気合を出せるようになればテクニックを少しカバーできるんです。そういうことを考えて気合を出せるように。
So if your ki is the kind that can pressure your opponent, then it can cover up for any deficiencies in your technique.
まあ一番いい例がここに立ってる勝則。
So the best example is Katsunori here.
勝則はすっごい激しいんですよ。いい時と悪い時とものすごく極端に分かる。
So he's got extreme highs and lows.
もう私なんかすぐ分かるんですよ。気合いかけた時今日ダメだなってもう全
So
然ダ
I
メ。
can tell just from his first ki, oh, today is no good.
ちょうど先週の日曜日なんか結構全然ダメだ。
So
Ki
last Sunday it was no good because his ki was no good.
自分には同じように出してるつもりなんです。
So
だけど
and
伝わってこ
for
ない。
him, he probably felt that he was doing the same as always, but there was no projection and I couldn't feel anything.
面白いのはここで私がここに来て
So if I'm here
初めてって
and I used
そ
to,
こで気合いかけた時にここまで届かない。
from when he ki's from here, it doesn't reach over there.
ここに届かないということは相手にも届いてないということ。
Because if it can't reach here, then it's not going to impact on the opponent.
でそれであダメだなと。
And so I can tell that it's no good today.
気合がいい時っていうのはすっごいコンセントレート集中できてる。
So when on the good days, his ki, he's really concentrated and focused.
だから剣道っていうのはみんなつながってるっていう気合から足さばきから剣
So
線の
in kendo,
剣線がどこへ向いてるか。
everything is connected. Your ki, your footwork, and
剣線がどこ向いてる。
the
上向い
height
てる
of your shinai. Like if your kensen, if your sword point is too high, too low,
やっぱりピシャッ怖い
it's here.
市内が上がると怖くないです。
If the shinai, if the sword point is too high, then it's not very threatening.
やっぱりぐーっと下がるから
This
怖い。
is threatening here,
ちょっ
and
と
this,
下げすぎると
and if it goes too low, then it's not threatening anymore.
だからこれをどこにこのぐらいだとちょっと怖い。
So also here, just a little bit, it's still threatening.
これで飛び込んでいくとここやられるんじゃないか。
If he lunges in, then I can easily go up straight to his throat.
だから剣線の位置、足の構え、
So
目の高さ、
sword point,
気合、
how your
パッシュ、
footwork,
全部一緒なんです。
your eye level, everything works together.
だからこのアイレベルを変えないようになる足さばきの練習する
So
ん
you
だよね。
have to practice your footwork so that your eyes don't change level when you move forward like
だん
this.
だん目がちょっと動くとバイブレーションと同じだから。
So this much going up and down is the same as if
まっすぐあるように
you need to make sure that you stay straight. This.
だからこの基本ができてないといくらテクニックが上に行っても
So if you don't have these fundamentals correct, then no matter how much you practice your techniques,
美しい剣道とか強い剣道
you won't be
You are
able
not.
to do elegant kendo or strong kendo.
ただ試合に強い剣道だけです
Maybe at most, all you'll be able to do is kendo that's good at tournament fighting.
まあこの修道館は美しい剣道と強い剣道
So
誰から見れば
here at Shudokan, we want to have
いいなと言われ
strong
る剣道を見ます
and beautiful kendo,
だから見てああ俺もああいう剣道したいなとこうな
so
る
that if a person sees us, they'll feel, oh, I want to do kendo that's like that.
だから剣道はただバンバンバンバン打ち合ってやるのが剣道じゃないけど
So kendo is not just simply hitting your opponent.
もちろん相手を打つのは剣道だから当たり前だけどもただ当てるだけの剣道じゃなくて
So, of course, you have to be able to strike your opponent, but that's not the only thing.
簡単に言うと自分の気持ち自分の気のエネルギーとかいうのを全て相手に向かっていって打つそういう剣道ができるようになると思ってます
So, it's to be able to strike your opponent with everything that you have, both mentally and emotionally.
だから1時間2時間やっても自分で納得のいく一本が出なければ稽古にならないという
So, if you practice for an hour or 2 hours, and yet you still haven't been able to produce a single point that you feel is a good one, then it means that you still haven't practiced enough.
このダーミー叩いてても私だって50本ぐらい叩いても、まあ、1本か2本ぐらいですよ。
そう
今日は良かったかな。
Against
そんなもんです
even against the dummies, even if I practice for 50 minutes, maybe I'll get at most 2 really good strikes that I feel were
Yeah, I know.
perfect.
パッション
Because I have to take into consideration kiai,
足の
my
ムーブ
posture,
メント
my footwork,
でうちの強さ
and the force of my strike.
それがピタッと入るっていうのは本当に少ないです
So it's very rare to have all of those elements sync together.
でもっと難しいのは組み込んだ時はもっと難しいです
And it's even more difficult when you add in the lunge with fumikomi.
それを自分で1回でもあればそれでもう稽古それでいいんですよ
So if you can get at least just one, then it means that your practice was worth it.
ねもう何回も何回もこんなのでい
So
くら当た
doing
りだって
this kind of strike, no matter how many you do, is
まあそれは
not
そ
going to be of any use.
それはそれでいいかもわかんないけどできれば相手がふっとしたところでね攻めて相手が
Maybe that's enough. If like
こ
you're
ういうのが
able
打てる
to take advantage of when your opponent hesitates slightly.
そのために足ができてない
In order for to be able to do that kind of technique, you need to make sure that your footwork is stable and that your fundamentals
これじゃあ
are correct.
戻れないそのための足下がり
So that's why we practice footwork, to be able to do that kind of follow-up attack.
はいかない今度はね前に打ち込んでくださいね
So now, make sure that you lunge and go through.
Alright?
Yeah.
足が悪いの
Do you have any problems with your feet? Or with your legs? 少しはありますけど。
あんまり無理しない
So make sure that you don't overdo it.
はい2強ですね
So we'll do it in 2 counts.
1
1 is swinging back, 2 is the strike.
1
2 counts.
その時はあんまり後ろまでかからなくていいです。
You don't have to swing too far back.
その時は、まあ、1と2ってそれでで、1挙動で、
So when if you do it in 1 count though,
1後ろはどのぐらい行っても自分が打ちやすいように。
go as far back as is comfortable for you.
もう一回、2挙動で。
So again, 2 counts.
So make a pair. DJ and pair. Everybody close. You submit the line. Okay. So that you will submit the line. Then you can strike the man. Yes. Right. So try to, you can strike the man, the closer fine. Yeah, that's closer, fine. Right. And then, and the first on this side, what you going to hold and shine? Yeah. And then, and don't too much forward. That is not good. Right here. And then, so close the distance, and then don't change your body like that. Just like this, you have to go into strike quickly. Okay, you're gonna exercise too much before. I mean, 1, 2, 3 steps. Okay, close. And to try to back and forth. You strike and then you strike and sit down. Right. So then, so you are too much. Go ahead. Yeah. 50-50. You will go away the center. Okay. Don't bend it here. So you try like each. Yes. Go forward. Yeah, man. It's too shy. Well, I don't use it. That's it. Look extension. Alright, you guys. Hey! Oh. Okay. So, just a little bit, keep moving on again. Keep, and then you think about it. You got a 1, good striking. Keep going. Good 1. You can do that.
Hey!
What are you doing? Big boy? Smoke? No way. Explosion. Relax.